Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you were looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, then you have come to the right place. We are opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, we can help break it down and make it as easy to understand as possible. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that suits your interests. Most of our series will have 8 spots, which represent the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, that means you have a 1 in 8 chance to win that item at an extremely discounted rate. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune into the next available live breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at noon, 3, or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you will see your name appear on the screen when your specific break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that evening's dice roll number. Once randomization is over, the list of names of people that bought into that live break will be matched up with a specific division. If the item that is pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations, you just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia. Want to guarantee yourself an item as opposed to testing your luck? Some of the series that you see on the live break page can be purchased under the mystery box tab of our website. Those boxes could either be shipped directly to your door or open live on the air before being sent to you. While you are there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Points Club. This exclusive club earns you points toward specific discounts, signed items, or exclusive events each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. The moment you have been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
All right, thank you for the heads up there. Appreciate you, Johnny. So, Johnny, we should be back and fully operational. So, does this mean I have to go back through the teleprompter and
No.
start from the top all over again? So, yeah, Chinmay, my man. So, it's been a week since you and I have been on air together. So, everything been good with you since then?
Yeah, it's been great. A lot of good sports action happening. Missouri basketball is off to a 4-0 start. So, some good stuff over there, and I'm excited for this next month of football. There's some great NFL games, some big NFL stretches coming up, and we've got college football playoff rankings coming through, and a lot of big games, including today. Texas and Georgia is the biggest game of the slate, and should be a good one.
Yeah. So not only do we have a lot of great college and pro action, we also got some very important weekend action to talk about. 6 different series that were available to bring to you guys over the course of this Saturday morning show. Again, if this is your first time here at Ultimate Autographs, feel free to turn on that notification bell, drop a like for Chinmay and myself. We're going to take you through our little spiels for the 9 a.m. and noon show. And of course, can't do an Ultimate Autographs show without starting off with our usual dice roll. I know that you're a number 8 kind of guy, so are you going to keep riding that out?
Keep going with 8.
Got to keep riding that 8. Got to create a hot hand here somehow. So I'll go with number 10 today. I'm not staying loyal to any number, and that's probably why, because it's number 7. So I had like a 7, I think it was like actually a 6 or 7 straight dice roll losing streak until the 3 o'clock show yesterday. So I'm glad that that's over with, but now the losing streak has now restarted. So it's good to hear that your Mizzou Tigers have not lost over this past week, but my Chicago Bulls have not picked up a win since the last time that you and I have seen each other. So, a tale of 2 different seasons so far at the beginning of the college and NBA season. So usually I like to have a conversation with Lady Luck and talk to her about a chase wheelspin that we're going to be put in place. Now, prototypically, between last weekend and this one, Chinmay, we have our exclusive Weekend Warrior series that we have going on. So, however, you guys kicked so much tail last Saturday and Sunday for the Weekend Warrior series. You dropped 30 boxes all the way down to 4. Still have 2 very good headliners, however. But, again, I wouldn't say that's too advantageous of a selected wheel. So, just going to let the wheel decide for us today, and we got a lot of great action here. So if you had to make a choice yourself, Chinmay, what series are you hoping that this lands on?
I do think the vault still has a lot of great stuff there. Still some good speed flexes. Zay Flowers, Keenan Allen, Brett Favre.
Yep.
Hopefully the Brett Favre speed flex comes out here.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, you and I have gotten some Packer looks so far. We've seen a Jordan Love together. We've seen Don Beebe. I know that we've broken together as well. So I'm sure there's a couple other ones in between. My week was already made. I was lucky enough to see an all-white Patrick Peterson rave speed flex yesterday.
Nice.
I was already lucky enough to see that. So. Let's see who is going to be lucky enough for you guys today here in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. And we're going to be going to our Super Bowl Mixer series. Okay, so very, very cool. Nice round of applause there. So the Super Bowl Mixer, again, so you have a 40% chance of a headliner there. We do have 2 non-photo headliners at Hines Ward and Marshall Faulk. Not the only time that I'm going to mention Marshall Faulk's name, however, because in our newest series, he's going to be in there as well on a speed flex.
Okay. The other premise of this is that the other 3 items are all from Super Bowl winners.
Correct.
And they're going to be notable Super Bowl winners.
Correct.
So they may not necessarily be headliner names in this particular series, given how deep the series was. But they'll be solid names.
Oh, I mean, amazing. I mean, even yesterday in this series, we had one of my favorite ones that we saw. Our guy, Ronnie and Sulaco, made one of our GOAT status regulars that we have here at Ultimate Autographs. He made a return to the break room. Bought 1 spot in the Super Bowl Mixer, of course, in typical Ronnie fashion. He ended up picking up a win, and he got a Dexter Jackson hidden gem.
Yeah.
And it was on a burnt orange rep, which was really, really cool. So,
Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP of the 0-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. One of the greatest games a defensive player has ever had in the Super Bowl, with some very, very big-time plays. So who's getting ready to make some big-time plays here with Chinmay and myself on this wonderful Saturday morning, wherever you might be tuning in from? Hopefully you got that pot of coffee brewing, or it's currently in your system. You got those, the eggs on the stove, some toast going on, or some bread going on in the toaster for you guys, and you're joining with us on this fine Saturday morning. So I want us to start off. I'm going to get us into the Chase Wheelspin box in just a second, talking about that Super Bowl Mixer. But first, we got that black and blue series to touch upon, the B&B, if you will. Maybe you guys are enjoying a nice bed and breakfast with us out there. Good morning, Rob, Chinmay. This is our first break together. Cheers to you, my dude. Mr. Timothy Yaslow, also known as Fozzie Ozzy.
All right, Fozzie Ozzy. I don't know if he's been in the chat when I've been here.
I was gonna say this is very odd, considering he's recently, I would say, in the last maybe month and a half. Tim, you've really graced our break room.
Yeah,
he's been one of our best regulars.
Welcome to the break room.
Yeah.
Glad we can chat.
Yeah, no, Timothy's an awesome guy. One of the best guys to really bring the community together in the chat. So, Tim, going to be looking at you, my man, looking for you to take the lead on a lot of these great break opportunities we have today. So, my opinion, Chinmay, none better than this black and blue series. So,
yeah,
you guys
speaking of speed flexes,
yeah,
this is the series to be in.
100%. If this is where you guys want to be for speed flexes, this is where you want to be. $84 for the single, $168 for the double, and $336 for the quad. We're wide open across the board, but it is not going to stay that way for long. Just 7 spots available left in the single. And Chinmay, as you mentioned, if you want to go after speed flexes, this is the series for you. And guess what? We have 8 total headliners that are inclusive for that. Some of those headliners include, I alluded to it at the very top. How about the guy that handed the backfield of the greatest show on turf? And that lid, by the way, would possibly, I would probably say arguably, be the greatest lid here in this break room
gold
turf.
face mask, gold visor.
It doesn't get much better than that. So, look, when you were a big-time player like Marshall Faulk, you play good, you got to feel good, you want to look good. And no lid in this series, in my opinion, looks better than that Marshall Faulk gold visor.
There's also is that a gold Jalen Hurts helmet?
Yeah, that might be a close second. That's definitely a contender, to say the least.
Both of those are still available, by the way. We could open both of those up, pit them head to head, and see which one ends up being better.
I like the way you think.
With those helmets, you gotta open it and see it in person to actually judge it. The photos do not do it justice.
And the one thing that I do want to note, however, out of all the photoed headliners we have available, we have 5 that are that remain. Chinmay just alluded to Jalen Hurts being one of the other 5. On top of that, we got ourselves an Earl Campbell custom drip speed flex with the 91 Hall of Fame inscription from Earl the Squirrel Campbell, the Hall of Fame running back of the Houston Oilers. Of course, if you get put in that division alignment, that is going to be considered an AFC South hit for those that predate the Houston Oilers. You and I certainly fall into that category. But we respect the Oilers in this break room. Him and Warren Moon.
Yeah.
Got some fixtures, 2 MVPs, 2 Hall of Famers in their own respects. This morning, I know that it's naturally around this time of the year, it's going to get a lot colder, right? Typically, you have to start your car earlier in the morning. I know that I certainly get a lot of car problems, Chinmay, this time of the year. So if your car isn't working for whatever reason this Saturday morning, don't worry. We provided a bus for you. His name's Jerome Bettis. Feel free to hop in and get all aboard the bus on, again, a custom drip Speed Flex. This is one of the better Pittsburgh Steelers lids that I have had the ability to see since my time joining Ultimate Autographs, Chinmay. Obviously, you have one of the most coveted inscriptions that you have across anybody in any series here. Just his signature alone, the giant capital J, the giant capital B intertwining with each other. You got his number 36 at the front of the lid as well. And again, shout out to our painters and the licensors that we have for this customization, the lasers, the drip, some of the more creative helmets that we have all series long. However, you don't need drip for this guy. This guy itself has place spoke for himself. The 2-time Super Bowl champion, I believe a 4-time league MVP in the Sheriff, number 18, the greatest player to ever come out of the University of Tennessee, in Peyton Manning, the number 1 overall pick by the Indianapolis Colts back in the 1998 draft. Am I still right on all my facts?
5-time MVP.
5-time MVP.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's so that much better. So the lid is worth that much more. Went over to Denver and led one of the greatest offenses in NFL history.
Yeah.
In the Denver Broncos. So Wes Welker, Demaryius Thomas, Julius Thomas, one of the most exciting offenses that you have ever seen with your own 2 eyes. One of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. I know our break room manager, Kamen Enchev, is a big fan of him. And obviously, he created so many memories of the childhood that you and I grew up with. Those classic Brady battles in the AFC South and AFC East. So guess what? He went out to the AFC West, and he's like, you know what, Tom? Now we're going to be on opposite coast, but we're still going to be vying to come out of the AFC every year. Obviously, he broke through in 2015 with the Broncos, went out on top, and unfortunately had some neck injuries to derail his Indianapolis Colts tenure, but one of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah, and anytime you win a Super Bowl with multiple teams at the quarterback position, that's always an accomplishment. That's always a good achievement. Not to mention, Ring of Honor for the Colts. Number 18 retired with the Colts. Ring of Honor for the Broncos. I don't think he had the tenure for them to retire his number with the Broncos. Certainly could have done so without,
for sure,
without really any issues. But yeah, the accomplishments are so gaudy, and it's crazy to think, if he doesn't have those neck injuries, what his career may have looked like. Because he probably retired maybe 2 or 3 years earlier than he would have needed to.
You probably already know the answer to this question, but do you know who his backup was at Tennessee?
Yeah, T. Martin.
Yeah, T. Martin and Todd Helton as well. Todd Helton, the Colorado Rockies first baseman that we had not too long ago in a baseball mixer series. So, yeah, T. Martin and...
I was going to say, T. Martin, they won the national title the year after.
Yeah, with T. Martin. Yeah, no, and that's a pretty crazy quarterback room right there. So, no, I'm sure that all those guys have a lot of stories to tell. Good morning, Gotham, coming from our resident superhero and Joshua Bateman. Josh, I was just talking about your Earl Campbell hit yesterday, my guy. And guess what? He's back here. He's back here in the break room for you, buddy. So, very, very awesome headliners here. And I know that you mentioned how rare and how exceptional it is for a legendary quarterback to win a Super Bowl with multiple teams. Well, this next guy that you alluded to earlier on has not won a Super Bowl with multiple teams, but I guess he has to settle with being the reigning Super Bowl MVP and Super Bowl winning quarterback in Jalen Hurts. However, he has made 2 Super Bowls with the Philadelphia Eagles. Certainly nothing to snuff at. This is a guy that the kids like to say this a lot these days, standing on business. And I like to stand on business when it comes to Jalen Hurts. I think he is wrongfully misaligned because he's one of those guys where I think he gets way more credit for playing in a great quote-unquote system and situation than he does for his actual talents as a quarterback. Now, you can talk about that in terms of the tush-push, getting too much media notoriety. This guy, and I mean, you know, being the diehard college fan that you are, this guy's been balling and has done nothing but win since his days at Alabama.
Yeah, and I think there's definitely... There are definitely some games where Jalen Hurts looks very ordinary. And some of it is his fault, right? Misses some throws, inability to make sort of the cleanest passes. It's happened time to time. But then there are also games where he completely balls out, dominates, and I think in his case, there's a lot more focus on the games where he doesn't perform versus the games where he does because of the team around him. Winning is I forget who it was, but somebody in the NBA, I want to say it was TJ McConnell. He was on a podcast and he said, like, I play hard and I consider playing hard to be a skill.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't a skill, then everyone would play hard all the time. I think winning is a skill. Because if everyone was winning, then, you know, that wouldn't be a criteria, but winning matters.
It only took 17 minutes, guys, for us to get our first TJ McConnell quote of the day.
Okay,
that's
first and possibly only.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, 100%. Not only with TJ, but yourself, obviously. That winning is definitely a skill.
And from a memorabilia standpoint,
the value of
value of the item, right? For all the problems that are going on in Philadelphia behind the scenes and the noise with AJ Brown and the dysfunction of the offense, they're in a great position to make a 3rd Super Bowl.
And guess what? They're still a 6th-win team.
And a 4th Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're still,
So Jalen Hurts could still stack these things up. And the more Super Bowls he wins, the more Super Bowl MVPs he wins, the value of that item, which is already insane to begin with, just goes up even more.
Now, I'm already a sucker for just a classic Kelly green, Philadelphia Eagle green with the wings on top, spreading out through the back. Jimmy, you swap out the Kelly green for this gold visor and this all gold helmet. I mean, this is, if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I mean, you got to have, you know, some Kleenex with you this morning. You got drool coming out of both sides of your mouth. I certainly do. And I'm a fan of a different kind of bird in the NFC. That is how much I enjoy and appreciate this helmet. I love the Marshall Falk because I'm a sucker for anything that can, you know, alternate between negative colors to something that makes the gold flash that much more. But this all gold lid, if you told me right now face to face this is the best lid we have in any series, I certainly wouldn't bat an eye at that.
Also, I do want to say, because it's a black and blue series, minor imperfections. It'll be like maybe like a pad on the inside of the helmet is missing, or the face mask is slightly off, or there's a slight dent. But they still display perfectly fine.
Yeah, great.
And particularly on the Jalen Hurts cold, no one's going to be worried about trying to spot an imperfection on that.
Yeah, no, we'll leave that up to the media to spot a lot of Jalen Hurts' imperfections out. However, for Chinmay and I, though, we're here to hype up our guy in Jalen Hurts. But yeah, like we said, our you know, just a couple of black and blue little couple nicks and crannies there that could be with these helmets. But again, that comes with what we have here in the description So types of damage to the helmets in the specialty series include signature smudges, paint issues, chips, gauges, decal issues. Again, for those that are regulars, we do this black and blue series all the time.
Yeah.
They are basically, it's basically like a scratch in the Titanic. It's not something that's noticeable to the point where you'd really miss it, especially if you have it displaying in your PC. Or for resale value, it's nothing that's going to tank the resale value of this of your potential win.
Yeah, and the good news for you is that you're getting these at a substantial discount.
Oh my!
Because of
substantial.
Because of this, it's already discounted from the original price because that's how we do things here. But it's nice to have that opportunity to then get them at an even further discount.
So guys, 18 boxes left. 8 total headliners, still inching closer and closer to that 1-to-2 ratio here in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. We have some wonderful photoed headliners, but the secondaries are phenomenal in their own right. Javonte Williams, who's had a complete revitalization to his young career in the NFL.
Yep.
He looks about as explosive as he did when he first originally got drafted to Denver over 4 years ago. Very happy to see Javonte Williams thrive in one of the best offenses in the NFL. He can thrive in your collection today at the price of just $84 a spot for the single here in this black and blue series. Now, if you really want to make my Saturday morning, you know who you want to target in this series. If you want to fly high with the 2003 Offensive Rookie of the Year, the multi-time Pro Bowler, and in my opinion, now this might be controversial again, I'm biased, I think that he doesn't have the necessary longevity, but I think Anquan Boldin's peak is a Hall of Fame level peak. I think if we talk about a guy who is as consistent as he could get, he was a big-time player in the playoffs as well when he also got there. I'm a huge Anquan Boldin supporter. Again, for his time that he spent in Arizona, it got overshadowed by, if we're keeping things, a spade here, they do call me the mayor of fair. Larry Fitzgerald is, I think, inarguably a top 5 wide receiver of all time. If you look by just base volume of stats, he got overshadowed by Fitzgerald in Arizona, which is understandable. But I'm glad that he did get his moment in the sun when he did win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco and the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, he might not necessarily have the accolades or the longevity, but I agree. I think at his peak, he was definitely in the conversation to be among, the 10 best receivers in the NFL. Even though he played with a Hall of Famer in Larry Fitzgerald, didn't have the longevity obviously that you would have liked, but did win a Super Bowl and did have nearly 14,000 receiving yards in his career. So definitely has some numbers to make a good case for the Hall of Fame, and obviously, won that Super Bowl with the Ravens in one of those, one of the most wild postseason runs of any Super Bowl team.
I was gonna say, definitely. Don't want to say lightning in a bottle, but they weren't a preseason projected favorite. They were a darling all season long.
Yeah,
that coveted 2011 Baltimore Ravens team. A guy that never won a Super Bowl in his career, but he came damn close. However, he does have an MVP on his mantle, and Thurman Thomas. T-squared is a secondary headliner here for us in this black and blue series. We get Thurman Thomas all the time. You know him. We love him. $84 a spot for the former MVP running back. And Buffalo Bill, looking at you there, Mr. Bateman. Looking at you there. So we got 7 spots left in the quad, 5 spots in the double. Yep. So we've got 3 spots that have already gotten broken into for that. So thank you guys very much for whoever that might have been, Chinmay, for the 3 double spots.
Yeah, so Timothy and Josh are in the double, and,
way to go, guys.
And Timothy's in the quad,
awesome,
as well. I will say Josh is in the Weekend Warrior double as well, which has 3 spots to go in that double. That will be the last double break for the Weekend Warrior because we do have 5 spots in the single. So we will do one more single after we do this single and this double, and that'll close out the Weekend Warrior series that we started last week, and have some stuff left over. We still have the Jokic jersey and the Tyler Seguin jersey in the headliners section, but as we've seen, that and more section has some pretty good stuff. There was an Austin Reeves jersey last weekend. There was a Jaime Jaquez John Wick basketball that was signed.
There's a lot of very NBA centric theme. We had the Trae Young, the Kate Cunningham.
Rip was saying that the reason for that is because he thinks that the new nickname for Jaquez is Wanwick.
So why is Wanwick?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I know that a few years ago that, just seeing stuff on NBA media, I did see that he went as John Wick for
Kinda
Halloween.
looks like John Wick a little bit.
He naturally looks like John Wick.
Yeah, has that look.
And by the way, for you NBA futures bettors out there, if you want to take a nice long shot at a NBA future, Jaime Jaquez for most improved player. He is at the very top of the ballot right now. He has been off to an amazing start. Had another great performance last night against the New York Knicks as a part of the Emirates NBA Cup. He had another very good performance. I think he had like 21, 5, and 7 last night for Miami. So Weekend Warrior Series, we have a great all-around hockey talent and an even better NBA talent here. So as Chinmay alluded to, 3 spots in the double. 4 spots in the single, 65 for the single, and then 120 there for the double. We have Tyler Seguin and Nikola Jokic available in the Weekend Warrior. 4 boxes left, guys. 2 total headliners, and because this was such a smashing hit, I'm speaking out of tone here because I can't guarantee this for sure. But again, this was a test run series that we do have for you guys.
Yeah.
Because again, we have not had, at least in my tenure here, I don't know if you've seen it for yourself. But I have not seen an exclusive weekend series of yet.
Have not.
So, and your tenure here far surpasses mine. So
maybe not far surpasses.
I was gonna
a little bit, but
by a few months. By a few months.
Just a few months.
That's still a few months at Ultimate Autographs, as I found out, is definitely it's a lot of shows. That's a lot of shows and series that get rotated in between. So. If you guys want to continue to get spoiled here with this Weekend Warrior Series, what I would recommend, because I've already let our break room manager and Kame know about this, and he's seen it for himself. I thought it was a really good success.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I mean, you look at the variety of this of the different pieces of memorabilia that we're able to offer for you guys. I mean, everything from speed flexes, again, at a $65 value from Jefferson, Taylor, and Henry, to jerseys and sweaters from different sports, from hockey to basketball. Obviously, the 3 basketballs line up at the bottom. We had hockey masks as well, which, by the way, speaking of hockey masks, Chinmay, I was lucky enough to meet Brett Hull on our Thursday afternoon show.
That was a nice experience. I didn't realize that he was in the room.
Yeah, no, it was awesome, man. It was very cool. I had not been around a hockey legend like that since I was at a charity dinner with Chris Chelios back during my my internship days in my broadcasting career.
Cool.
So
very cool.
Yeah, so it was awesome to meet Brett, top 5 goal scorer in NHL history. The guy was. I mean, he's a wanted man. He came in with his he had an entourage of 4 different guys that walked in here, and I'm just gonna say right now, because it's 9 a.m. and I don't think the higher ups are listening. It was a sausage party in here really quick. The AC wasn't working. There was about 10 people crammed in here. Everybody with phones wanting to get pictures of Brett. I was already sweating because I was nervous.
Right.
The AC again was not turned on, so it was it was a pretty pressure-packed moment, but it was very, very cool. We were hoping that he was going to pull himself out of the exclusive hockey series we had, but no, it was a very, very cool experience. So. Point is, guys, in this Weekend Warrior Mixer, 4 boxes, 2 total headliners left, Jokic and Seguin. I know that many of you between Charles, what's going on, Charles? Good morning to you, my friend. Good to see you. How's it going,
Charles?
Good to see you. And
big game for Charles Bulldogs.
Yeah,
Georgia guy.
Go Dogs! Yeah, go Dogs, baby.
Huge game for the Dogs.
Yeah, the current Michigander, but all Atlanta themed sports guy, our former Atlanta Brave, and Mr. Charles Nelson. So to Charles, to Josh, to Tim, to my guy Alfredo Lesciato. Good morning. To you, Alfredo. Good to see you, my guy. If you guys have enjoyed that Weekend Warrior Series, like I said again, for you guys just popping in right now, if you have happened to enjoy this, again, close this bad boy out. This is, again, only available for today and tomorrow. 4 boxes left, 2 total headliners, Nikola Jokic, Tyler Seguin. Feel free to let our guys know during the week, specifically Common. If you just happen to drop a mention about the Weekend Warrior Series, that'll just be a good thing. That'll be something for those that can play on the weekend exclusively.
Sure. Or
a majority of the time, something you guys can come back to.
The other thing that I'll say about the Weekend Warrior Series is when you judge a series, we know the headliners, they're kind of, they're not necessarily equal, I would say, but the headliners are pretty standard across the series in terms of the values and the names, right? we tend to get the same guys that we put in headliners in different series. The Anmore section of that Weekend Warriors was better than a lot of the Anmore sections that I've seen in terms of notable names.
I would say so.
So that's the other thing that I would say. It prices like the practice squad, but has the value with the speed flexes and some of the higher end mixer series that we've seen in the room. So I really enjoyed it. And it seems like a lot of people did enjoy it. So definitely push that if you're in the chat during the week and want to see more of those series on the weekends, because we certainly can deliver that.
Good morning to you, Better. What's left in the jerseys? Well, I know, Chinmay, one thing that we can deliver to our guy Better here is a better jersey to add to his collection. We talked about Earl Campbell in our Black and Blue, recently updated and brought into the room series in our Black and Blue series. Again, 18 boxes, 8 total headliners in that. Go check that out. That is going to be our Speed Flex heavy series for you guys. Some beautifully custom Speed Flexes. Earl the Squirrel Campbell in there on a Houston Oiler. Well, guess what? His quarterback, and Warren Moon, is here as well for the Houston Oilers in the classic powder blue. My favorite jersey in this entire series, Chinmay. 17 total boxes left, 6 headliners in the jerseys, Warren Moon being one of them. Going from one quarterback to the other, Bo knows. How about Bo Nix? 27 career regular season starts, 18-9 in that tenure in a Denver Broncos uni. Went toe-to-toe last year with the reigning MVP in the playoffs last year as a rookie.
Yeah.
A guy that Sean Peyton really went out on a limb for in Bo Nix, the 5-year college quarterback. He finds himself as a headliner for just $29 in this series.
Speaking of big games, how about a big game tomorrow between the Chiefs and the Broncos? Massive AFC West implications. The Chiefs are going for a 10th straight division title. Yeah. If the Broncos win that game tomorrow, you can pretty much kiss that streak goodbye.
Yeah, and you can see the lack of respect that Bo Nix and Denver is receiving at home at Mile High. 3.5-point dogs the last time that I checked.
Yeah.
In their own house. So for me, I'm not possibly alluding to anything that might pop up later.
Don't tease anything.
But I will say that's not necessarily the worst play in the world there. But I think that is going to be the premier game leading up to Sunday Night Football tomorrow night.
Sunday Night Football will be the big time game.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's a nice little appetizer.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, we got spoiled from 2 AFC teams last week, obviously, in Buffalo and Kansas City. That is always a movie between those two teams. A guy
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
A guy, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, because the Bills played Miami last week.
Oh, Miami last week. You're right. 2 weeks ago, my mistake. Now, speaking of movies, this guy has enough career highlights with this particular team to run a full-length featured movie in Jamar Chase. The guy that has broken the regular single game, I should say, record for receptions and receiving yards in a single game for the Cincinnati Bengals this season. He linked up in just his second week with Joe Flacco and said, "Hey, dude, get me the ball." Targeted him 23 times. He brought it in 16 total times for over 160 receiving yards. We love Jamar Chase here in this break room. He loves you guys just as much. $29 for one of, if not the most talented wideout in the entire NFL.
Reigning Triple Crown winner and the orange jersey. I like the Bengals orange jerseys.
Yeah, and the number 1 on the back of his jersey is not for just his own personal namesake. It's for what his average draft position was in fantasy football this year as well. So I would know. Mm-hmm. I drafted him, and then I traded him 3 weeks later. Need to get to a Sooners jersey break. Mayfield, Hurts, Peterson, Pirine, Lamb, Andrews, Hollywood Brown, Spencer Rattler, Williams. Caleb is a stretch. Jackson, Billy Sims, Bosworth. Easy to knock out. Yeah. So, I mean, we do get...
We do get a lot of Sooners.
I was going to say, so we actually
have... Sooners alums.
We actually just had Bryce... Bryce Young as a photoed headliner in our mini series, which we'll touch upon in just a little bit. We still have 6 total headliners in that series to get to, guys. But we do have college reps that we have here all the time. However, we do get college mixer series sprinkled in throughout. We basically like to go with the seasons for those that know. So we just had a hockey mixer. We've had 2 baseball mixers in the past month as well. So that sprinkles in quite a bit.
We'll probably have a college series ahead of the college football playoff.
Oh, for sure.
And the postseason. So there will definitely be another college series along the way. Which, by the way, I did talk about the Ann Moore section for the Weekend Warriors being loaded. The best Ann Moore section is the college.
Oh, for sure.
Best Ann Moore section is the college.
I mean, we've witnessed that firsthand with that famous Johnny Manziel hidden gem pull that we had. So one of my favorite pulls that I've had on any show. A guy who certainly could go as a photo headliner in just about any other series. He's a secondary here. One of the few running backs to ever have 1,000 receiving yard, 1,000 rushing yard season in his career.
Yeah.
That in the legendary Roger Craig, Roger the Dodger, on the 49er jersey in the secondary headliner. 17 jerseys, 5 remaining headliners left to go in that series. Now, another series that we have not touched upon yet, I alluded to one of the photo headliners no longer being available in that bad boy, was Bryce Young. Speaking of a Sooner, here he was in his time.
Well, Bryce Young, you're thinking of Jalen Hurts, who went from Bama to Oklahoma.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, my bad.
Easy to confuse the helmet a little bit.
I was going to say the helmet confused me.
Same color scheme.
Yeah, my man. Honestly, as soon as I pulled it up, I was like, nope, that's not it. I was like, nope, that's not Oklahoma. But yeah, I definitely got Hurts confused there with my guy Timothy's comment. But honest mistake, a guy that makes very few mistakes when he's out on the field is George Kittle. The best all-around tight end in the game of football. Pass catching, run blocking, pass protection, long hair growing, anything that you need George Kittle to do. If you need him to act well for you in a commercial, he can certainly do that. One of the best overall players and faces of the league in the NFL. I like to tell not really a quick story about him. I've mentioned this to you before on air, but a guy who's actually become a good friend of mine when I used to. At a previous occupation, I used to be upper management at one of my local fitness clubs in my town. And there's this one bigger gentleman, and by bigger, I mean just larger than life. He's about 6'3", 6'4". You know, he looked like he could play O-line in the NFL. And his name was Michael. He comes in and he would always wear a 49ers jersey. It was either George Kittle or it would have Saubert on the back. I'm like, who the hell is Saubert? And so I asked him about it one day. I'm like, are you from Cali? You know, just making conversation with him as a part of my job. And he's like, yeah. He's like, my son actually plays for the 49ers.
Nice. I'm
like, no way. He's like, yeah, Eric Saubert. He's like, he's the backup to George Kittle. So he's like, so if you ever see me walking in with Kittle, he's like, that's my guy too. That's basically my son's mentor. But anyways, so I would continue to just ask Michael like crazy, what's Shanahan like? What's McCaffrey like? What are the chirps that you hear from Eric? And shout out to Eric, by the way, no longer a 49er. He's now the backup to Austin Barner in Seattle. So at least he stayed in division.
He's having a pretty good season with Seattle, right?
Probably the most underappreciated, talked about tight end in the league this year being Austin Barner. He's been very, very good for Sam Darnold and company. But for Saubert, so how he described, he said Shanahan's at the top and George Kittle's the number 2 in that locker room. So Kittle is that highly regarded as a spoken vocal leader in that locker room. Again, if you see his personality, some might say that doesn't surprise you, but we never truly know what goes on inside of the locker room, obviously. So anything is possible, but anyways, that just makes George Kittle that much more valuable in my eyes. Anytime you can get this classic 49ers gold mine designed lid here, and again, $52 on a mini. Cannot go wrong with that. How about Ndamukong Suh, who had one of the best rookie defensive seasons for any Lions player of all time, had 10.5 sacks in his rookie season. Was he a former 1-1 pick, Ndamukong Suh, or was he just, I know he was a very, very high draft pick. I don't know
if he was first overall.
I don't think he was, but I'm pretty sure he was top 5.
Oh, definitely was top 5.
Yeah.
Second overall.
Okay, I was going to say, I know he was pretty close to the top. And Ndamukong Suh, who eventually caught on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah. He was, because Sam Bradford went first in that draft.
Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
the St. Louis Rams.
Bradford, and then, so funny enough, looking at this draft, so Sam Bradford goes number 1 to the St. Louis Rams. The next 6 guys that get picked are all Pro Bowlers at one point. Ndamukong Suh, Gerald McCoy, Trent Williams, Eric Berry, Russell Okung, and Joe Hayden. So the Rams maybe missed out on some Pro Bowl talent.
I think they got rewarded pretty well with Jared Goff not too long later.
Yeah.
So, and then eventually you turned Jared Goff into Matthew Stafford, baby. So there you go, Rams fans. Nice shout out to you guys. A guy who I think Sam Bradford already had obviously injuries, and a guy that had very promising talent once upon a time.
Right.
A guy that would make Sam Bradford wet his pants. Dropping back from under center would be Lawrence Taylor. Now, he did that for a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, but he is, I think, in my opinion, in my time working here at UA, seeing him pop up on so much memorabilia, doing a little research on Lawrence, in my mind, he is unquestionably the greatest defensive player in the history of the NFL. He obviously was the heart and soul of those 80s New York Giants teams. Probably the most intimidating figure to line up on the opposing side of the football. We get him all the time here in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. Today, he's featured in a Salute to Service mini. Don't see a lot of Salute to Service minis in this break room in terms of photoed headliners. Don't see a ton on the minis.
Yeah, shout out to all the veterans and those who served this past week. The Veterans Day was this past week, and I'm sure the NFL this weekend will be honoring those vets with some Veterans Day specials. A lot of, I believe this weekend is the show from the aircraft carrier that they do.
Oh, nice. Yeah, very, very cool. Fonzie saying Sammy B had about 38 OCs in 8 years plus injuries. What could have been? Yeah, unfortunately, the more and more that I've gotten into the NFL the last number of years, success on a quarterback is just as much as the situation you get drafted into, more than it is the actual talent of the quarterback itself.
Yeah, I think every quarterback at that level has the talent at some level to make it work, and then whether they have the infrastructure around them to sort of develop and use that talent best also matters.
Oh, 100%. Guys that, like, for example, again, first-year players, when they come into the league, a guy that can have all-world types of talent in college, well, when you're, going up against grown men for an 18-week period, there's obviously a huge adjustment period going from the college to the pro level. A guy that I think has fit in like a glove. But again, situation-wise, things have been a little bit tougher for him this year in Vegas, and that's Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
Obviously, his prior 2 seasons at Boise State, some of the most gaudy, as you like to use earlier, numbers that we've ever seen from a running back in recent memory at the collegiate level. But again, you got to be able to run between the tackles. You got to be able to run outside of the guards at some point. Offensive line play's not been great this year for Vegas, but I think we all know that Ashton Genty, barring health, is going to be a multi-time Pro Bowler and all-pro player in his career.
I think you get in on Ashton Genty now.
Yeah.
Because the value will only go up when the Raiders ultimately do figure out the situation around him and try to give him more of a workload in that offense. So I think now would be the time to get in on Ashton Genty. But I'm going to ask you to go back to that picture.
Yeah.
Because I know I talked about the Brett Favre speed flex, but how about that Keenan Allen speed flex?
Keenan Allen speed flex is
the Chargers.
Is insane.
The Chargers have an awesome color scheme. I love the powder blues, but they generally get it right with all of their color schemes. I had a powder blue LT jersey growing up. I still have it. It does not fit me anymore, but I still have it. It's a nice little item as a keepsake. But yeah, you got to go back to that Keenan Allen speed flex in the vault because that might be my favorite helmet in the room.
That is an awesome teaser to get ourselves back to. I'll pop into that in just a second. Good
and I know
morning
we
to
showed
you.
off gold helmets.
Yeah, I know.
Before,
Yeah,
but that might be my favorite one.
I mean, for buck value for value. I mean, yeah, that Keenan Allen Speed Flex might be one of the best that we have available in the room. I'll tease that in just a second, my man. Just want to get to my guy, Steven Rumnick.
Sure.
Good morning to you, Steven. Good to see you join us. He said anything pulled from the mixer. What's left in the mixer? So I'll cover the Super Bowl and the All-Decade. I got the All-Decade pulled up for here, my man. $68 value. The headliners that we have left, the Edgerrin James Authentic and the Darrelle Revis jersey on top of Sean Alexander, the 2005 NFL MVP. Still left as a secondary headliner in the all-decade mixer. 6 boxes, 3 headliners left. 50% chance, brother, for the all-decade mixer. For the Super Bowl mixer, which, by the way, Steven, good morning again. That's the Chase wheel spin down at the bottom of the screen there.
Yeah.
So if you enter into that Super Bowl mixer, you end up closing that bad boy out just one time. Just one time. That's all we need. You get entered as a chance to get some Chase wheel spin moolah. 8 spots left in the single, 7 spots left in the double. $73 value, Steven. And the headliners that are left, unfortunately, the headliners in terms of the photo have gone by the board, but we do have 2 wonderful secondary headliners. 2 guys that could be a photo headliner in any other given series, which, by the way, one of them quite literally is in the black and blue. Marshall Faulk is a secondary headliner alongside Hines Ward. 2 secondary headliners, 5 total boxes, Steven, in the Super Bowl mixer. What's going on? Bobby Jacoby. Good morning, my man. How does this work? I just pay and get a spot and I might win. That is quite literally the simplest and most efficient definition of how you can describe how the Ultimate Autograph break room works. So, Bobby, I'm going to do you a favor, my guy. So I'm going to drop you this link here in the chat. This is for you. This is our live break page that we have here at Ultimate Autographs in our live break page. So in this upper right-hand corner where it says watch this short video to learn more, I highly, highly recommend you watching this. It's just a quick 2-minute snippet. It gives a in-depth breakdown of how a live break works. If you would like to as well, I can see that you're tuning in on Facebook. Go on our our YouTube page at Ultimate Autographs. If you feel free to, I always recommend this. Go back and watch a prior show. We're live every day from 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., and 6 p.m., 7 days a week. Feel free to go back and watch any random show. And the best way by learning how to play in the break room is by watching and playing yourself.
Yeah, and I think, it would also be important. The reason that we're here is so that when you do, decide, okay, I'm liking what's, some of the headliner items in this series, or I'm looking at a particular item here, or maybe I'm a fan of a particular team, what series should I get into to have a chance at winning someone from my team?
Yeah.
That's why we're here, to help facilitate that, to give you all that information, because on that page, there's a lot of good stuff and the good procedural things, but we don't constantly update that headliner list with what's left in the series. So if you have any questions about what's left, what series should I get into for my team, that's why we're here, to help facilitate that.
Yeah, and Bobby was so appreciative there, Chinmay, that he's thanking us for popping his cherry, his break room cherry here in the break room. So we prefer to break boxes, but I'm glad that we can help you out seriously, Bobby, in any way possible. So again, if you have any questions at all about anything, feel free to ask. Like our guy, Alfredo Lisciato, he said, is there anything good left in the black and blue?
Everything good is left.
I was going to say everything good is left, my man. So 8 total headliners available, 18 total boxes. Alfredo, I know that you're a longtime regular. You know how the black and blue series works. Again, there's a nick and a cranny there, whether it might be a pad inside the helmet. There might be something loose with some of the adhesive on part of the helmet as well. Maybe a smudge on the visor potentially. But again, nothing that affects the overall brilliance of these helmets. Look at the speed flexes for just $84 and a single box break. Marshall Faulk, a part of the greatest show on turf, the former MVP running back, on the all gold visor and cage here with the Faulk inscription on the inside of the speed flex insignia. Earl Campbell with the custom drip for the Houston Oilers, a part of the AFC South Division break hit. One of my favorite looking lids in this entire series. I'm just a drippy guy. I don't have much drip in my wardrobe, but I would certainly feel about 100 cool points better about myself if I was able to display one of these things on my mantle. Now,
it's
again,
like drip by association.
Yeah, it really is.
I personally think that the 3 best speed flexes are still available. The Faulk, Manning, and Jalen Hurts are the 3 best speed flexes in this series among the headliners, and they're all still available.
And perfectly said. I agree quite a bit on the Peyton Manning and the Jalen Hurts. The Jalen Hurts, I think you might have convinced me with how much time we spent on Hurts earlier. Man, I mean, this is the all gold Philadelphia. I mean, if you got an Eagles fan in your life, if you're an Eagles fan that's just tuning into the Ultimate Autographs live break room with Chinmay and I on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, I don't know how, as an Eagles fan, you can't just back up the truck and just empty your
Just go
dollar
for
bills
it,
on this
yeah.
and just go for it. I mean, like, seriously, I want to see this thing so, like, the things that I would do to end up having this break during our 9 a.m. or noon show today, man. And again, here's the thing. You don't want to wait on an opportunity like this. Again, you guys, and I say this all the time during our 9 a.m. shows
We are
for you
one
and I.
spot to go in a jersey break, by the way.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's a great way to start the day. What's left in the mixer? Yeah, Steven, I'll go back into that in just a second. I just went into that with you, my guy. But yeah, I'll go back into that in just one moment, my friend. So for Jalen Hurts, in this particular series, man, this is what makes he said might have missed it. No worries, my friend. I'll go into that in just a second, Steven.
All good.
When it comes to getting here at 9 a.m., you have the first seat at the table.
Yeah.
You have the first seat at the table to dive in and take advantage before other people start to mosey on in. And a lot of people are still sleeping right now. They keep hitting snooze on their alarm. Reward yourself for being here first with Chinmay and I this morning. So, again, Peyton Manning, Jalen Hurts, Marshall Faulk, Jerome Bettis, Earl Campbell, all still available as photoed headliners in this series. By the way, Alfredo, secondaries ain't too bad either. Javonte Williams, Anquan Bolden, Thurman Thomas, all still primed and ready to go. Steven, I got you again, my guys. So the ratios are very good for what we have for the Super Bowl and the All-Decade Mixer because those series, he said, I'm in, all caps. Well,
Yeah, he is, and I see Alfredo in the black and blue double.
Awesome, beautiful. So that's down to 4 guys. That is definitely going to go over the course of the show. I know that you mentioned Tim. Now Alfredo and Joshua are all in there. I know that for a fact.
Yep.
And I know that they're not certainly shy of doubling down in a double box. I know that for sure. So that is definitely going to go at least one time over the course of this show. So, Steven, this is for you again, my friend. The All-Decade, if you want to keep an eye out for this, $68 a pop. 6 spots left to go in the single, and 4 spots to go in the double for the All-Decade. What we have available in terms of photoed headliners, the Edgerrin James and the Darrell Revis that are available for the photoed headliners. And then the secondary, Sean Alexander. One of my favorite minis that we pulled out a few days ago is that Sean Alexander rivalry mini
Yeah,
that we
and
had.
we don't know what the Sean Alexander could be. It could be a mini, it could be a jersey, it could be a full-size rep.
I hope it's a mini.
Yeah, it can be any of those in that secondary headliner section.
Also, Steven, if you want to get yourself some UA coin back, get into that Super Bowl mixer. We end up getting a break over the course of that show. That is, of course, our Chase Wheelspin. He said, sorry, the sports mix break. Are you referring? The Weekend Warrior?
Yeah,
The Weekend
that
Warrior?
could be the Weekend Warrior. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, no problem. I was going to say that's the thing with having 3 different mixers,
Yeah.
one on the weekends. So,
Yeah.
again, so let me just cover the Super Bowl one, and then I'll just get into the one that you want as well, just in case the Super Bowl one interests you. You don't want to omit any potential information from
Sure.
you, my friend. So no photoed headliners available left in the Super Bowl. 8 spots left here, 7 spots in the double. However, we do have Hines Ward and Marshall Faulk, secondary headliners, 2 headliners, 5 total boxes to go. 50% though for you, Steven, in the Weekend Warrior, 4 boxes left. If you guys can hear these box numbers overall, the quicker that we get these series out the door and the faster we get into these breaks, we can get into some brand new series for you guys as early.
Brand new series, brand new headliners.
As early by the end of the show today. We can start cracking into some new series for you guys. 4 spots available left in the Weekend Mixer single, and I believe 3 in the double? Let's see. Weekend Warrior, 3 in the double. Tyler Seguin and Nikola Jokic are available in this series as photoed headliners, and we have 2 hidden gems as well. So this is not what the series looks like. I was going to say that's just the internet. This is the Nikola Jokic jersey that we got available for you. Awesome job by our marketing team, our shipping department as well, putting all of these series together, taking all of these pictures for you guys. This is the stuff that I like to see, because it's one thing to see it on a graphic, but once you got it fully laid out on display, I know what it's going to look like in my house. So very, very nice job there. Steven said, who won the Connor Hellebuck for this particular series? Yeah, so the Hellebuck had to be last Saturday or Sunday.
Last Saturday, I'm seeing Scott Doncaster.
Scotty
won the Hellebuck, and that was in the 6 p.m. show.
Yeah, I mean, so for us, Steven, Last weekend, if you remember, my friend, this weekend Warriors Series started up last Saturday and Sunday. It's an exclusive series. We're already down to 4 boxes.
Yeah.
We started it at this 9 a.m. show last Saturday. We went to Sunday night at 6 o'clock. 26 boxes were went through. So, again, we still got some very, very good ones left. Did you say that Roger Craig was available in the jerseys? Well, somebody's a good listener. I definitely did say that, my friends. So, Roger Craig is available left in the jerseys. So if you are trying to chase that Roger Craig and there's one spot left, I just saw that an order popped in. Is that going to be a jersey, Chinmay?
It is not. It's a black and blue quad spot.
A quad spot? Okay, we're going quadding. That's got to be Yaslow or Bateman.
No, it's first time buyer actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Who was that?
James Robbins.
James Robbins. Well, thank you, Mr. Robbins. I appreciate you. Nice round of applause for Mr. Robbins. If you are listening with us on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, Mr. Robbins, feel free to let Chinmay and I know. How'd you find us? How'd you hear about us at Ultimate Autographs? One thing that I am going to work on pulling up for you guys in the noon show, I want to show you guys when it comes to, I know our regulars, you guys like to hype us up a lot. We like to hype you guys up a lot as well because you have so much gosh darn fun here in the break room. We like to reward you as much as possible, whether it's Chase Wheel Spins at the end of the shows, the Vault series, by the way, which I want to get into with a little bit more depth because we have 4 Vault keys left available. Vault keys, by the way, if you end up winning a replica as a hidden gem and a Vault, you end up getting some Ultimate Autographs credit in return. So we're basically just giving away money for you guys to join us here in the break room. But specifically for you, James, favorite player, favorite team. And, right on cue. Let's go, man. He said TikTok. Awesome, brothers. So we do have our corresponding TikTok and Fanatics break rooms that do go on. Their show times alter ours. They're not on as frequent as us. They are on twice a day, but still go for 7 days a week. But thank you so much for joining us. Our TikTok room, Chinmay, that just got started up at the beginning of August for our TikTok room. So that's only been around for 2+ months now. But this is the main break room here.
But yeah,
James,
we got a jersey break ready to go. So
awesome, man.
So let's get that going.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Let's get our first break of the morning going today. Gonna need one jersey number. There we go. Jersey numbers are down at the bottom. 4 through 7, 10, 11, 15 through 20, 24 through 28, and number 30. Gonna go 7 times around the randomizer here. James, this is an awesome time for you to join in, my friend. As the randomizer doesn't work, so maybe not the best time for you to join in.
Well,
just waiting for our internet. Get this up to speed. But yeah, some of the jerseys that we got available, Warren Moon, Bo Nix, Jamar Chase, Ray Lewis, and Roger Craig is what you are playing for here today. So we're going 7 times around the world.
Oh, Better is saying he won the Roger Craig jersey last night in the midnight show.
Okay. So thank you there. 4 for James Reed. Appreciate it, James. So Roger Craig is off the board. So
well, I'll double check that.
Yeah, to double check that. Yeah, appreciate that. So it's gonna be 4 in the jerseys. Appreciate you, my man. Take that off the ticker. Get ourselves going. Get our series finalized here.
He's correct.
He is correct. So yeah, he's out.
So Craig is not in the series.
So Craig is not in the series for this 4th down and 10. However, all 4 of our headliners are still remaining with Moon, Nix, Chase, and Lewis.
Appreciate that, Better.
Box number 4.
I'll also say that we are 2 spots to go in the black and blue double.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Get in there, guys. Get in that Marshall Faulk, Earl Campbell, Jerome Bettis, Peyton Manning, Jalen Hurts, speed flex.
Come out here.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what I think. Everybody, even if you're a Cowboys fan out there, I think you might even be satisfied with the Jalen Hurts. So the division breaks that we got for you guys today. Eric Linnell, good to see you, Eric. Mr. Better himself is in the NFC North and the NFC West, with the AFC West as well, getting himself 3 spots. Welcome in Deborah White. Deborah, thank you for joining us again. Feel free to let us know in the comments section how you heard about Ultimate Autographs. James Reed, a little box color magic for Mr. Reed out in the NFC East. Aaron Naiman in the AFC North, James Hamlin in the AFC South, and James once again in the AFC East. Moon, Nix, Chase, and Lewis is what we are chasing for here today. And with 17 boxes and 4 total headliners, Chinmay, you wouldn't think that the chances of landing a headliner were particularly good. 4 in 17 chance. I'm not a math major, but I know that's below 20%. Pretty close to below 20%.
Below 25%.
Below 25%. So there's no point in me pulling out another headliner, right? Well, you guys thought wrong.
Woo!
Because I know for a fact that James Hamlin had no doubt that this was coming home with him today. He is certainly feeling number one with Warren Moon, a part of the Houston Oilers. The powder blue baby jersey. One of the nicest inscriptions and signatures that we have here at Ultimate Autographs. The dual citizen and Warren Moon, the first ever African-American quarterback to ever be inducted into the National Football Hall of Fame. He won an MVP in the CFL, won an MVP in the NFL, one of the greatest all-time talents at the quarterback position in football history. And in my opinion, I talked about it, powder blue, my favorite jersey type of look that we have in the series, and it didn't take us long to get that off the board.
Nothing quite like a 10 a.m. Saturday mooning.
Yeah. Get ourselves a mooning.
Great start to the show.
Get ourselves a nice mooning to start off the day. So,
yeah.
I'm sure it's exactly what James envisioned when he woke up this morning. He's like, I'm going to wake up and get mooned by a 26-year-old man. So it's exactly what I'm sure he envisioned. But for $29, you usually got to pay a lot more for a mooning than that.
You can do a lot worse.
Could do a lot worse than a Warren Moon. So congratulations, James. So the now being updated with 3 total headliners.
Yeah, 3
17.
headliners left.
Woo!
In 16 boxes.
In 16 boxes. Defying the odds.
Mm-hmm.
James Hamlin. So we're going to go back into the black and blue. See where we currently stand with that. Chinmay just said that we are
also
2.
3 to go in the Weekend Warrior single and the Weekend Warrior double.
Beautiful.
And that'll be the last double that we do. We will do one more single after the current single closes out to wrap up the Weekend Warrior series.
Awesome. Awesome sauce. Let's do it. 6 spots to go in that quad. Very, very nice to see some movement there in the black and blue. Again, as Chinmay alluded to, guys, do not get sniped. Do not duck and cover. You guys got to be behind the trigger and get yourselves these last 2 spots. Get yourself in the crosshairs of landing these final 2 potential division spots in the black and blue.
And there are some double-up opportunities in terms of headliners.
Yes, sir.
Javonte Williams, whether he's on a Broncos or Cowboys lid.
NFC East
if he's on a Broncos lid, you can do Peyton Manning and Javonte Williams. If he's on a Cowboys lid, you can do Jalen Hurts and Javonte Williams. Marshall Faulk and Anquan Bolden. If Bolden is on a Ravens lid, you could do Jerome Bettis and Anquan Bolden. So plenty of opportunities here to double up among the headliners.
All across the board, a lot of great opportunities, with Marshall Faulk being at the top of this list here, alongside Earl Campbell, Jerome Bettis, Peyton Manning, and Jalen Hurts.
That's now 1 to go in the black and blue.
As Chinmay just
black
mentioned.
And blue double. 1 to go in the black and blue double.
Let's go. So we are, just like Jalen Hurts' number on the back of his jersey, 1 to go. 1 to go to chase after this all-gold visor and helmet design from Jalen Hurts, the reigning Super Bowl MVP quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. And his patented move, let's tush-push ourselves into this final spot and get ourselves our first double box break of the morning.
Yeah.
Sounds great to me. Hey guys, did the minis double go for order 272690? Good morning to you, Foogie. Foog Donner, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Joining Chin Mayonnaise here.
That mini break is still available, or has still not closed.
Awesome. So a chance for Food to sit back, relax, and strap it down. Get
But
somebody else in the mini.
The black and blue double has closed.
Let's go.
So we'll do that.
Very, very nice, guys. Thank you all very much. Foogie, buddy, there's 4 spots left in that mini. If you want to increase your chances, my friend, of getting yourself that George Kittle, Lawrence Taylor, and Ndamukong Suh, Fred Taylor, Chris Johnson, or Cortland Sutton, go ahead and get yourself a chance at that. Said, thanks, fellas. No problem there, Foog. I got you, my man. I'm going to need 2 numbers here. Numbers for... the black double. Starting off by playing doubles this morning. Let's get it done here for the, as Chinmay mentioned, a lot of double ups, potentially the Bolden and the Bettis. I got the Marshall Falk or the Bolden possibility as well. The Peyton Manning and Javonte Williams potentially. In the AFC West, if that is a Javonte Williams on the Bronco, that'd be a nice quarterback, running back tandem there if that's what we got. What time is the quad box break? So, really good question there, James. So, again, welcome in, first-time buyer, my friend. So, how this ends up working is when you originally saw the quad box, the amount of spots that it has available left, at 8. So all of our break spots start at the number 8 here. So as soon as this quad box goes from 6 down to 0, that is when that break is going to occur. So just like how this double box is now sold out because all 8 spots were ready to go, that is how we would determine that.
James is saying wheel.
Awesome, wheel. Now, James, do you want that wheel for both times or just one time, just so I can get some confirmation? Feel free to let me know, my friend. And on top of that, since we're asking questions out here, is there a particular number that you would like to start on? I know that we get guys like all the time, like Richard Kane. He likes to start on the number 3 for Dale Earnhardt, the famous NASCAR driver.
Yeah, so to just answer James Robbins' question, there's no particular time that a break will happen. It's just whenever it fills up.
Whenever it fills up.
That could be in 10 minutes, could be in a couple hours. It's just whenever it fills up. He's saying start at 24. Is he a Kobe fan? James, are you a Kobe fan?
He's going to want that Mamba mentality
that
for this break.
Mamba mindset?
Let's see what we got here. I'll start on 24 both times for you, James. First one is going, do we have number 19, Chinmay? 19. Okay.
And we have 16 and 22, though.
Okay, so
those are both equidistant, so you'll have to pick between.
Pick or wheel. Yeah. All right, James. So we got, you said got it. Thanks. Appreciate you, James Robbins, for the understanding. Got dual James that we're going back and forth with here. Yeah. So you said 16 and 22?
For the pick or wheel, yeah.
So, Mr. Reed, just so you know, my friend, 19 not available, so we're going to do 16 and 22. In the picker wheel, see if my favorite number is pulled out, and it will not be just by a hair. We're going to go with 16. 16 for our first box. Thank you, Chinmay. Appreciate it, my guy. And then I'll bring this back to 24 for you, James, and run it back. 16 for box numero uno. And speaking of numero uno, how about box number 1?
Box number 1, we do have.
Sweet. 1 and 16. Sounds good to me. 1 and 16 sounds like the start that the Wizards, Nets, and Pacers are going to get off to this season.
God.
Yeah, it's not been great, specifically for the reigning Eastern Conference champions and the Indiana Pacers. So
is Hurts going to be in box 1? That'll be interesting to see.
That would be interesting to see. I know when we had it's funny when we had Brett Hull here in studio. For those that are just tuning in, we had the legendary hockey player and Brett Hull in studio on Thursday afternoon. So many people were like trying to like spam number 16 for him when he came in and opened up the break. Let's see here. Randomizer. Man, this mouse is sleeping on me today. My mouse had a stroke. Good luck to everybody. 7 times around we go. James, Michael, Alfredo, Kenneth, Joshua, and Timmer. Good luck to you guys. All right. The randomizer has spoken. Timothy Yaslow, Fozzie Ozzy, for Black and Blue double box number 5 will be the King of the North and the King of the South in the NFC, with James Hamlin, our most recent winner in that NFC East bout, with Alfredo Lisciato in the NFC West. Joshua, the Bateman, the Batman. He fights crime at night. He wins breaks during the day. James Reed in the AFC South. A little bit of wheel magic for you there, James, in the AFC South. So, hey, Earl Campbell's speed flex spot. Yeah. Certainly not a bad thing to land on, my friend. Michael Arias in the AFC East and Ken Stanton in the AFC West. One thing I do notice, these are a bunch of heavyweights in this break. These are guys that we see all the time. You know that they mean business. So let's see if Chinmay's, I would say, I don't want to call it a proclamation, but guess maybe comes true here.
Yeah, guess is the best.
With Jalen Hurts. Now,
guess is the best word.
If it's a proclamation, I'll record it and put it on our social media tabs. Let's see. Jalen Hurts speed flex coming up? Question mark?
Probably not.
Unfortunately, for those regulars out there, you know that this bag, most of the time, does not represent a speed flex. We always look for that coveted cloth bag. However,
we could still have a great authentic in there.
It looks like a great authentic. This looks like a full Thanksgiving Day turkey in here. This feels massive. Now, when I say this because, so we got a very interesting situation on our hands here. Okay, so that's what I thought. Now, I did say that just because you don't get a cloth bag does not necessarily mean that you're not going to get rewarded with a speed flex. Not only is this man going to get represented with a speed flex, Chinmay, he's also going to go with a brand new vehicle. He's going to go home with a bus. He's going to go with the Jerome Bettis, the custom drip speed flex, the Hall of Fame running back, top 10 all-time in rushing yards, the AFC North legend, number 36, Jerome Bettis, one of the most esteemed players for one of the highest regarded franchises in the entire National Football League. This is how you get rewarded for fighting crime at night. He wins breaks during the day. Right on cue, Joshua Bateman swoops in and gets another victim.
You're talking about an iconic lid for an iconic franchise, one of the most iconic players of that iconic franchise. A great signature. Love Jerome Bettis. Phenomenal custom work there on the lid. And Rob is trying to see where the imperfection is.
It looks perfect
hard
to me.
to find.
Looks perfect to me.
Very hard to find.
Okay, so this might be it. And again, I don't know if it's just because this is how this was put in here, but maybe the smudges at the top? Maybe?
It could be. That really could be it.
It could, and the smudges on the side a little
That
bit.
really could be it.
So, Josh, in case you're looking for this, any imperfections, which again, part of the Black and Blue series is what you signed up for. Again, if you can't even see it on the product can, that's how minor it is. It's literally like trying to find a needle in the haystack problem with this. So there's no point in me showing it off. You can yell at me in the comments section once this bad boy gets delivered to your house, my friend. So congratulations, Mr. Batman. Daddy Fat Stacks. He certainly is. He's got his eyeballs on that. To say the least. With Fozzie Ozzy, said solid hit, Batman. Congratulations, buddy. Foogie, the Foogster, a big Steelers fan.
Yeah. We still got one more box to go, though.
Yes, we
so
do.
Could still see more headliners coming through. But yeah, Great to get the Jerome Bettis out
That
here.
that threw a curveball at me,
Yeah,
just because of the bag. You know, we're accustomed to seeing.
They're changing it up on us. Keeping us on our toes.
Keeping us on our toes. Morning, Wellesley. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see here. Joshua Bateman, Jerome Bettis. Does it get any better than that? Well, Marshall Faulk, Earl Campbell, Peyton Manning, and Jalen Hurts would have something to say about that. Dude, this mouse is going all over the place, man. This is driving me nuts. Let's see here. 272 760. I remember using Jerome Bettis in Madden all the time. Guy had like 99 break tackle, he had like 99 strength, but he had like 25 speed, you know, but
Got to sacrifice something.
he's basically built like Derrick Henry, just half the speed.
Yeah.
But his is a goal line guy. You talk about a vulture of touchdowns. That was Jerome Bettis' MO. So
pretty good.
Wonderful hit. 1 down, 1 to go. I really thought that was going to be like, that's why I had to go and like turn it on the side when I got inside the helmet. I was like, is this an authentic Jerome
Keeping us on our
Bettis too?
toes. Keeping us on our toes.
Box number 16 coming up. Good morning to everybody just tuning in with Chinmay and myself, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Ultimate Autographs live break room. Black and blue. Number 5. It's perfect, Jerome Bettis. Made a lot of defenders get black and blue. Accumulate some bruises over time.
Yeah.
Now, I can confidently say in this bag, this will not be a speed flex. I do not say that proudly, because obviously I would like to gift everyone a speed flex, but that's not how life goes sometimes. However, just because it is not a speed flex, my man, does not necessarily mean it is not something great. How about we stay on the same train of thought? From one Hall of Fame running back to the other, from one headliner to the other, we got Thurman Thomas. Thurman Thomas, the Hall of Fame of Buffalo Bills running back. A wonderful hit, an AFC East smack-a-doodle-doo for Michael Arias. One spot, one shot, one dub for one of our favorite regulars in Mr. Arias.
Great hit. Bills Mafia.
Bills Mafia in the house today. Joshua Bateman, he doesn't win his favorite team's lid, but I think he's okay with the Jerome Bettis speed flex. But he still gets to see the Terminator make an appearance. One of the better signatures as well. One of the cleaner signatures for any.
We have 2 awesome signatures right now.
Yeah, side by side. These are awesome. So, guys, even if we had a loaded table this morning, which I know it's going to pile up as the show goes on here, but I would still vie for these 2 to stay up here.
Yeah.
So now, if I had to, there you go. This one's a little bit easier to spot out, I think, unless. Trying to find this one. You let me know if you can find it, perhaps. Trying to see what this could be. I thought maybe it was like this being open on the side here, but I think that's just a part of how the cage is. Yeah, standard cage. Maybe the padding inside of here?
I just think there's not as much padding on the inside as there is for standard reps. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of padding on the inside, but you're not putting this on your display shelf to hang
To see
upside
the
down
padding,
to say the padding,
Yeah.
right? So, pick both right around me, shaking my head. It's all good, James. The great thing is that we still have 6 headliners left available.
We still have the three best speed flexes are still available.
Yep.
The Marshall, the Peyton, and the Jalen Hurts are still available.
Jerome's gonna stick next to me.
Jerome Bettis, great design, great speed flex, great hit for Joshua Bateman. But in my opinion, the 3 speed flexes that you really want, they're all still available in this series.
And right on cue, you're already tantalizing our guy Faziazi. So you guys are gonna get along pretty well. You guys have the same. You guys are thinking the same thing. He said, "Ooh, that hurts." Well, I can tell you, with him still being in the series, nobody's gonna feel too hurts about that. So he's still available alongside, as you mentioned, the Peyton Manning and the Earl Campbell and the Marshall Faulk. With the Javonte Williams and Anquan Bolden secondary headliners, guys. So 16 boxes, 6 headliners still to go. And again, the odds were less than a 50% chance going into that break, and we pulled out 2 headliners. So don't let that deter you and think that you can't have a little box color magic going on. So Chinmay, looks like we still are. Looks like we're either at midfield or in the red zone on 4 different series. We got 4 spots to go in the minis. We have 4 spots left in that Weekend Warrior multi-mixer, which again is a Tyler Seguin and Nikola Jokic combo for photo headliners. 4 spots left to go in that bad boy.
We actually have 2 spots to go in this all-decade double box.
Awesome. Okay, so let's dive into that a little bit more there. Gonna need a little bit of a refresher today. And I'm not referring to the ones from Duncan, even though those are fantastic. Yeah, so right on cue, 2 spots to go in the double box break all decade. So the all decade has the Edgerrin James, Darrelle Revis, and the Sean Alexander. Outside of those being the headliners, guys, still have 3 other hidden gem boxes that you could potentially double up with as well. Now, the thing is, once we get one of these series to go by the boards, outside of the Weekend Warrior, because of course, guys, it is an exclusive that we have available for you guys every single weekend. We will bring a brand new series into the room for everybody. So again, Darrelle Revis, Edgerrin James, 2 very prominent players of the 2000s. Chinmay, I know that you and I were lucky enough to be alive to watch and remember the dominance of Darrelle Revis. You talk about a Ziploc lockdown corner, a guy that would not give you an inch of space to breathe in his prime. I mean, look, there was a lot of really good talent on those late 2000s Jets teams, one that made an AFC championship game. But I think it was undoubtable who the best player on that team was, and that was Darrelle Revis.
Yeah, for sure. One of the first corners who could truly take away a third of the field. Wherever he was lined up, you were not throwing there.
Nope.
That was something that quarterbacks would not chance. And that, in turn, helps all your other defenders because they know the ball's coming their way and they can react better knowing that the ball's coming their way. Not to mention, there were some other pretty good defenders on that Jets team that they had that could make plays as well. So Revis is one of those guys. I liken it very, very much to how Micah Parsons has changed Green Bay's defense. It's not necessarily that he's making all the plays, but his presence alone opens things up for other guys to make plays. That's what Darrelle Revis did for those Jets teams.
Darrelle Revis, one of the greatest corners in NFL history, still available on that jersey spot in the all-decade. And our guy Steven, once again, chiming in, asking, in that double for the B&B, are there any double-up opportunities? Double-up opportunities for you, Steven. So, again, we have the Marshall Faulk, Earl Campbell, Peyton Manning, and Jalen Hurts headliners. Here's the thing. It's all going to depend on Javonte Williams and Anquan Boldin and those secondary headliners. Now, if it's an NFC East hit, if Javonte Williams is on a Dallas Cowboys lid, you can do Javonte Williams and Jalen Hurts. However, if he's an AFC West in his time with Denver, then he would pair up alongside that Denver Broncos Peyton Manning lid. Anquan Boldin, however, he would have been a potential AFC North double up if he was on a Baltimore Raven with Jerome Bettis. He obviously just got pulled. But the positive thing is I have yet to see an Anquan Boldin Ravens memorabilia here at UA. All of the Boldin memorabilia I have seen has been on a Cardinals, so let's assume that it is. Then guess what? It's going to be a Marshall Faulk and Anquan Boldin double up. So Boldin and Faulk, Williams and Hurts, or Williams and Manning are your 3 potential double up opportunities there, Steven. And again, guys, a value for $168 is nothing. Nada. It's pocket change if you want to add something like this to your PC. And this is coming from me. This is a guy who still relies on a piggy bank at 26 years old. So take that quote from me very seriously, guys. Again, our motto here at Ultimate Autographs, win authentic sports memorabilia for a fraction of the cost. And the greatest thing is about this B&B series, and we've touched upon it a little bit, Chinmay, is the fact that we even saw some of these lids out on the table. I mean, I'll do a little 360 spin around me here. You guys let me know in the comment section if you see any imperfections or problems with this lid, because I certainly don't. And again, that also plays.
I think some people will say that the only problem is that it's not their lid.
That's the best problem that you can have, unless you're the person that doesn't have it, of course. But again, in terms of the aesthetics, in terms of the design, between the Thurman Thomas and this Jerome Bettis, there has not been a singular bad nook or cranny as a problem with one of these lids.
We are one to go in that all-decade double.
Let's do it, guys.
One to go in that all-decade double.
All that hype about Darrelle Revis. We got our Jets fans flying in, soaring in.
Yeah.
How about the whoever ends up getting in this series and gets that AFC South spot, could you say that the look of the shoe could be in order? Edger and James could bull rush right through this break room here this morning. One of the most, I would say, underappreciated offensive players of the 2000s, just because of the fact that, unfortunately, it's funny because I think it's not on my desk, only problem. There you go. Shout out to you, Citizen Kane. Good morning, Rich. Good to see you, my friend. Funny enough, Edger and James, the year we eventually debunked this, I believe, last week, and we looked through Edger and James's career arc. I think that was us that did that, because they're trying to figure out if he won a Super Bowl ring with the 06 Colts, but he ended up going to my Arizona Cardinals that season. But Jim Irsay was still kind enough to send him a Super Bowl ring, which was a cool thing that you were able to research and debunk. But Edger and James, a multi-time Pro Bowler, a guy that, of course, we have Peyton Manning as his quarterback, who again is a speed flex in that black and blue series. But how about the guys that lined up on the outside of him? Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison Sr. And then you had Dallas Clark in the middle, I believe was their tight end. Again, a very underrated tight end as well in the 2000s. So, and they obviously had a great offensive line led by Jeff Saturday. So there was a lot of prominent names in that Indy offense. But Edger and James should not get slept on. He is one of the best running backs of the 2000s. So he is definitely worth taking a shot at here to add to your collection for $136 in that double box break. Again, guys, one spot to go. I'll drop a link for this, just in case anybody does not have the live break tab out there. Spots. One spot to go.
All right, it's closed out.
There you go. Who closed that sucker out?
Edward Alexander. He's got half the break.
I've always got a fond appreciation for men who have, or women, of course, that have two first names as their full government name. It means that they mean business. Edward Alexander means business here today in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. It sounds like he's also been knighted by the
possible
by the king in the UK, Sir Edward Alexander. Congratulations to you guys for getting into this break. Shout out to all of you guys, and hopefully two of you get rewarded. He said thank you, King. Appreciate you, EA. Very, very nice of you, my man. So I'm going to need two box numbers.
Yeah, that's set up. Let's get this going.
Two box numbers for the all-decade, please. Numbers will be at the bottom, 1, 5, 6, 10, 23, and 25. Not a whole lot to choose from. 3 and 30. Damn, by literally a millisecond, EA. By a millisecond, Rich gets 3 and 30. However, do we have 3 and 30 available? It does not look like we have either of those, Rich. We don't have either. We don't have either, so 10. It was that double. So actually, Edward, that 10 is going to be valid. So 10 is going to be the first number. So now we have 1, 5, 6, 23, and 25 remaining for this all-decade double. So if you guys want to get that together. Josh, Michael, Rich again. Edward, I see you got those 4 spots. Who are you targeting in this series? 5, by the way, is going to be, or 6. I lied. 6. My apologies. Who are you targeting in this series, Mr. Alexander? So it's going to be 6 and 10. Thank you, Chinmay. Randomizer. Sorry, wrong break.
You have a note for Thurman Thomas?
For Thurman Thomas? Yeah, I got you on that. Just slipped my mind, the Terminator. Jim Brown grew up a stone's throw from Municipal Stadium. Wow, very, very cool.
All right.
Very, very cool. Let me just get you that 1 second here. I was AFC East, Michael Arias. let's get it going. Good luck to everybody in this upcoming break for the all-decade double box break number 10. Edward Alexander, much like Timothy Yasla was in the previous break, as the king of the NFC North and the South. Joshua Bateman in the NFC East with Richard Kane sandwiched in the middle, rounding things out in the NFC West. Edward Alexander, there you go. We talked about the Edgerrin James spot in the AFC South and the AFC North. The AFC East is going to Joshua Bateman. He's got a shot at that Darrelle Revis jersey with Michael Curry in the AFC West. The NFC West spot with Richard Kane. So even though you were talking about a different break there, Rich, you still have that Sean Alexander spot here in this all-decade double. Trisha, good morning, Trisha. Said, do you get anything if your name is not pulled? So unfortunately, the only scenario there, Trisha, depending on what we have in our Chase wheel spin, that would enter you a chance to get some UA credit back at the end of the show. But typically, if your name is not shown up in one of our breaks, you do not earn anything outside of some chance of some Chase wheel spin money if that is one of the breaks a part of our Chase wheel spin.
Yeah.
See, box number 6. See what we got here. All right. So we're going to go right into the hidden gems instantly. But this guy has certainly played a career that is much more worthy of being just a hidden gem. You know, it's funny how sometimes you get rewarded for doing things by accident. Rich was calling out box numbers for the wrong series, but guess what? He's still in this series. He's also going to walk away with the guy with the third most rushing yards in NFL history. It's Frank Gore. Frank Gore in his stint with the San Francisco 49ers. Very, very nice white jersey for Frank Gore. One of my favorites. And, I mean, the 49ers have a ton of great jerseys.
Frank Gore has played for a lot of teams, but he's obviously best known as a 49er.
Well, yeah,
so,
100%.
Phenomenal hit there for Richard.
That's a great hit, especially if you get a guy who has played for multiple franchises, such as Frank Gore, as Chinmay just said. You want to get the franchise he's most known for, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, Anquan Bolden. Do you want him on a Cardinals or do you want him on a Raven?
He played for some other teams, too. I would say also the thing that stands out about Frank Gore, by the way, Frank Gore Jr. is a college running back. So we've approached that point where we're starting to get very old because Frank Gore's kid is chugging along, trying to top Pops' record. But
yeah, he's on the Buffalo Bills practice
just
squad.
The guy that kept going. Like Frank Gore just kept going. Was never really super flashy, but was consistently putting up numbers.
Yeah,
one of the most durable running backs, one of the most consistent running backs. Did things a little bit quietly, not as flashy, but put in phenomenal work.
Yeah, Gore for himself had, just looking at the numbers here, 6, 7, 8. He had 9 different seasons of over 1,000 yards. He had 81 total rushing touchdowns in his career, ended with 16,000 rushing yards on the dot. 5-time Pro Bowler, Hall of Fame All-2010s team, number 21 in Frank Gore. You know, Frank Gore is actually giving me some hope today. This is the motivation I needed, Chinmay. I was looking at his football reference page, dude. And he's listed at 5'9", 212.
Okay.
If I went to the doctor after the show, I think he would unfortunately have me at very similar measurements. So, I mean, maybe I can get some hope that I could put some shoulder pads on, a helmet, and go...
lace up the cleats.
Lace up the cleats and go out there. If Frank Gore's 5'9", 212, I can go out and do Frank Gore things. And then I wake up. and then that dream is over. Very, very fast. So, congratulations, Mr. Kane. And again, he has that double-up possibility, guys. He has that Sean Alexander spot in the NFC West still available.
Yeah.
There's that. One down, one to go. It's going to be the 5th break that we've had so far this morning. Started off with a jersey, moved over to the black and blue double-up, and now the final box from all-decade double-up number 10. Of course, we got to end it with box number 10. By the way, guys, after this break, we are still going to have 4 available boxes. If this is a non-headliner, Chinmay, 3 and 4 chance of getting yourself a headliner. So this is definitely, things can definitely change up here. Doug, I know you love that bus. How about you, Timmy? maybe a potential trade for Mr. Bateman going on here. This will be interesting. So this is not going to be the Edgerrin James. This is not going to be the Darrell Revis. However, this could be the Sean Alexander. See if we can get Rich a double up here. Interesting how this works. So, again, the more that you play in the break room, Chinmay, it could do many funny things for you. He had a box call number that was not in this break, and he landed Frank Gore. Now he's hoping for a double up to get Sean Alexander, and he's not getting Sean Alexander. However, he is getting a different Seattle Seahawk Hall of Famer. He's getting Steve Largent on the Salute to Service Mini with the JSA certification sandwiched in between. An awesome, awesome double up there for Mr. Richard Kane. Citizen Kane comes through with a double up here in this all-decade double.
Very cool. Very cool. He's got the Hall of Fame inscription on there too, I believe.
Yes, he does. The Hall of Fame 1995. Now, I know that Common says this a lot. You and I have definitely talked about Steve Largent quite a bit because we've seen Steve Largent a lot. He's a very popular man, a big fixture here in this break room. Talk about a guy with who has to be arguably the most underrated receiver ever.
Oh, yeah, for
Common
sure.
always says that Steve Smith and Steve Largent are the two most underrated receivers in NFL history. His 16-year tenure that he put in Seattle was very, very impressive.
Yeah, for sure. Steve Largent, by the way, before your time here, Steve Largent at one point was in our facilities signing
Nice.
things.
Sweet.
And Ricky, I don't know if you've met Ricky, but Ricky was asking was it Ricky or Dom? I forget who it was. But sometimes Steve Largent has the inscription Yoda on his memorabilia.
Nice.
And we were asking our owner Matt. We were asking him, why does he do that? And Matt was like, yeah, I guess somebody at one point must have just asked him to sign it as Yoda, and he kept going with it. So you don't get the Yoda inscription here. You get the Hall of Fame one, which is a bit easier to explain.
I was going to say, yeah.
But sometimes, sometimes you see the Steve Largent with the Yoda inscription. Yeah, I don't think that there's a particular reason for that. I think someone just asked him for it, and he said, yeah, sure, why not? And then rolled with it.
Probably said something along the lines of, the mini you once signed, yes?
It's a good Yoda.
That's all right. It's not one of my best.
You have a audition for the Mandalorian coming up or something?
Yeah, I'm doing doing Baby Yoda
Baby
these
Yoda?
days. Yeah. So you know what? Respect for Steve. Respect for Yoda.
Yeah.
Leave Steve up there.
Keep it up.
I like. And he said, Rich saying with my first dub. His first dub at UA, and it's a double up. Nice applause for you there, my man. So, congratulations. And let's see where else we stand here.
The good news is we're now 3 boxes left and 4 headliners. Or sorry, 4 boxes left.
Yep.
3 headliners
Correct.
in 4 boxes.
Edgerrin James, Darrell Revis, and Sean Alexander are still alive and well, as Chinmay just mentioned. 75% chance.
I do want to highlight that because Fugi was asking about that mini break, the minis are 2 to go now.
There you go.
There's 2 spots left in that mini break, so that can definitely happen in this show.
As soon as I escape break room purgatory here on my screen, I will make sure to show you guys the minis that are left. If you have enjoyed what you've seen so far here at Ultimate Autographs, make sure to refer a friend. If they are a fan of sports, it can be a family member. It can be anybody that you know. It can be your local pastor. It could be an ex-wife. Whoever it is that wants to join Ultimate Autographs here with Chinmay and myself and the rest of our wonderful staff, you can get rewarded for that too. As a referral program, we are giving away at the end of November a Barry Sanders Slate Authentic.
Woo.
The Lion King. Don't want to miss out on that. That is a part of the referral program. Foog Donner, my man Foogie Rooster, he certainly knows a thing or two about the referral program. He's gotten some people on the referral himself.
Very cool.
Him and his wife Beth, or Feth as I call her. She they both play all the time in the break room. They're awesome. He said, "Man, I miss the boom boom the boom boom room."
Who is that?
What's going on, Urelli? Good morning to that's got it. That's a It's got to be a UA inside thing from Urelli before.
Yeah, it's beyond my time.
I was gonna say the boom boom. I used to call the boom boom room when I was younger and I wasn't potty trained yet. That's what I used to call the boom boom room. But, however, that maybe takes a different meaning here at UA. So as Chinmay mentioned, 2 spots to go in this minis, guys. This break is going to go. Very good opportunities that we have available left with the George Kittle, the Ndamukong Suh, the Lawrence Taylor, and the whiteout screen.
Huh.
Fred Taylor, Chris Johnson, and Cortland Sutton are available as secondary headliners. So, guys, as you know, for $52, you know what? If you guys can donate $52 so I can get rid of this white screen, that'd be great. But seriously, though, Chris Johnson and Fred Taylor are a double-up possibility in the AFC South. Johnson on the Tennessee Titan and Fred Taylor on the Jacksonville Jaguar, potentially in the secondary headlines.
Yeah, and that's just a double-up among the headliners. We've seen a lot of double-ups with the hidden gems. We already saw a double-up just now in this all-decade team, so doesn't necessarily mean that you can't double up just because it's not the headliners.
Oh, my goodness. There you go.
That's like computer karma 101.
Dude, as soon as I took
the moment he takes it away,
it goes,
it loads. The moment he takes it away, it loads.
I literally could not hide my facial expression on that, guys. I apologize. But George Kittle, as I mentioned, and Ndamukong Suh. And again, we just got a Steve Largent on the table for a Salute to Service mini. Why not pair that up with a nice Lawrence Taylor hit? So again, guys, just $52. Now, for me, I can look at this at a bunch of different angles. I started up my, I'm looking to add a second mini and another break room at some point alongside my rivalry, Trey McBride, that I was lucky enough to win. So I saw that there was a certain break room that had that going on, took advantage of it about a month ago, and I was lucky enough. Like right when they dropped the rivalry series, they this particular break room had it. I was like, oh, cool, sweet. So I was lucky enough to get that. 'Tis the season, right? It's the holiday season.
Yeah.
Minis make an awesome, awesome stocking stuffer. I know that there are a ton of parents in here. We had Renee in here yesterday. She was playing for, she was in the jersey break for her 3 young boys, which is really, really cool. She was looking for Chiefs and Bills memorabilia. I know that Ty Percival, a break room regular here with us, he plays for stuff for his son Talon all the time. So it's a very popular thing. You can get stuff for your significant other, stuff in your family. I know that my dad, if I ended up getting him something Chicago Bears related on a mini, dropped it in his, stocking to wake up to on December 25th, he'd certainly be happy with it. So, which is, by the way, is crazy considering we're almost a month away from Christmas already. The year's gone by too quick, as all the other years do as well. But
Rob, you're talking about Christmas. We got 2 weeks to Thanksgiving. We gotta get to Thanksgiving first.
Now, here's the thing with Thanksgiving, dude. Now, the minis, I don't know where you would place that on your Thanksgiving table. Now, here's what you could do.
That's the incentive to eat the food, right? You eat more food so that you can place the helmet on the table.
That's exactly. This is the centerpiece of the Thanksgiving dinner right here. The Jerome Bettis Speed Flex.
We are 1 to go in the minis. 1 to go in that mini break.
Tim said I have 4 Xmas gifts already set because of you all. There you go. Getting ready to send that out. Yeah. If you don't, I don't know how. I was going to say, I don't know how literal or sarcastic that was, but I'm going to say it's literal because our guy Fozzie Ozzy is spoiled with our UA memorabilia.
He's prepped and ready to go.
He's a big-time winner.
Yeah.
If anyone is looking for Bills gear, send them my way. I donate a ton of it. Awesome. Very cool. So Thurman Thomas being one of those is a very nice rep. That was one earlier in the show. So you said 1 to go in that mini now?
1 to go in that mini.
Let's go.
Thurman Thomas, I don't know if you remember the helmets that you had for your UA audition.
I do.
But Thurman Thomas was one of the helmets for my UA audition.
Nice. Sweet. Yeah. Nice. How was your camera test?
Pretty good.
With all that, was that pretty good?
Pretty good, yeah.
That's honestly out of all of my job ventures that I've gone through. Look, I have a personal bias because originally, in Sulaco, what's going on, man? For my vault win yesterday, not in there. I won Dexter from the Bucks in a rep and 100 vault. Yeah, could you actually check that for Ronnie really quick? I was on when I pulled that, so and he 1000% won that vault key. So that is 100% true.
Okay, I will, let's see.
Appreciate you, Ronnie. Good morning to you, my man. Hopefully you enjoyed that Dexter Jackson hit yesterday.
The minis have closed.
Awesome. So
So-
get that together.
Get that prepped, and then I will take a look.
Sweet. Thank you guys for closing that out. Who closed out that mini?
That was Brian Smith.
Mr.
Some closer-
Smith.
with some closer magic.
Another regular. Appreciate you, bra guy. Thank you, my man. So you're going to need 2 numbers for the minis. One thing to mention, guys, that chase wheel spin that happened earlier today in the Super Bowl mixer, about 15 minutes or so until Chinmay and I are going to stay on air at bare minimum. We want to stay on much longer for you guys. We have nowhere else to be. This will be this is one of Chinmay's 3 shows on the day. I'll be hosting once again coming up. Man, I didn't mean to throw you and I under the bus. Not like we have anything else better to do, but we love being here with you guys. We love talking sports. We love obviously breaking boxes and rewarding you guys for all of your awesome efforts here in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. However, we stay on when the orders continue to come in. So speaking of that chase wheel spin from earlier, that Super Bowl mixer that we have going on, or Super Bowl winner mixer, same thing, tomato, tomato. 7 spots to go in that double, and then 8 to go in that single. So we're gonna have a lot of last-second progress here until we get a chase wheel spin going.
So Ronnie is infamous for using a lot of emails. Do you know which email he used for the order that he got the win
So
for?
if you want to go to the if you want to just look up the order number, if you go to the winner sheet from yesterday at 3,
Okay.
yeah, and then just look at the order number from there. I got you.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, cool. Let me, I'll take a look. The mini break is prepped, by the way.
Awesome, brother. Thank you. 21 from Lisa Head. What's going on, Lisa? Good morning to you. She's going with 21 in the minis. That number should be valid. And then we got our Ureli. Man, we need a big banger mini break back in UA. Where are all my guys at? Ureli, what's going on, man? I appreciate you, my guy. Awesome. So need one more. We got 21. Thank you, Lisa. Feel free if you want to drop another number there. Who's left in the minis? What we got coming up here, Steven, in this double box break, George Kittle and Ndamukong Suh, Lawrence Taylor, Fred Taylor, Chris Johnson, and Cortland Sutton. Michael Adias. What's going on, Big Mike? He's going with number 28 in the mini. 28. Very, very nice. Thank you. Going with the Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie and the Adrian Peterson numbers for us today. 21 and 28. Going to be the ones. Lisa, appreciate it for dropping the number 3. Michael just edged you out on that one, but we got your first box, so it's all good. Just updating the ticker for you guys real fast. All right. Let's see here. 7 times around.
Yeah, I see he has $100 store credit, Ronnie. So that has been issued for the vault.
Whatever account it is, it might be for you out there, Ronnie. The one that you won the Dexter Jackson in, yeah. So that is in there. So
That has
thank
been
you,
taken
Jimmy.
care of, yep.
Appreciate it, my man. Names have been randomized, and away we go. Let's see what we got here. Special Teams Mini number 7. Aha, my guy is back. Foog Donner. What's going on, Fooglin? He's in the NFC North with Brian Smith. A little bit of closer magic in the NFC South. Michael Arias, back color magic in the NFC East with Tristan Justice. Mark McAdams, good morning to you, Mark, wherever you might be out there, my friend. Lisa in the AFC South and AFC West with Walter McCauley sandwiched in the middle. So, box number 21. Numerical order always. I don't know why I'm like this, but it's funny. Common says this about us all the time. He's like the only person that doesn't go numerical when he hosts. I like have to, dude. It like bothers me.
Yeah,
if I
it's
don't.
a little weird.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Okay, very, very nice. So we're gonna take a trip. Again, guys, this is Jimmy, I think you said this before, and I agree wholeheartedly. The minis, the discrepancy between photoed headliners and secondary headliners and hidden gems are very, very few and far between.
Yeah.
Reason why I say that is because even in the hidden gems, you can get yourself a legend. You can get yourself a guy who was a Super Bowl champion and was inducted into the 2002 Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's the Danimal, Dan Hampton, on the mini. The 4-time Pro Bowler, the former All-Pro number 99, caused absolute havoc, swallowing up opposing running backs and quarterbacks, a part of the greatest defense of all time in the 1985 Chicago Bears. My guy, Foog Donner, going home with that one. Let's go, Fooglet.
And he's got the Hall of Fame inscription on the mini as well. Great signature too from Dan Hampton.
Awesome signature, man. One of the best ones out there. One of the better people in Chicago, Bears alums as well.
Yeah.
Does a lot for the Chicago community. A guy that absolutely loves the city of Chicago.
I think he's still on Chicago Sports Radio post game. Yeah.
Doug Fonner, baby. Dan Hampton mini.
Great
very,
hit.
Very nice start. Just because we're getting close to the end of the show here, and we already got Steve Largent up there, I'll drop the, I'll add this up here. I'll move the Thurman Thomas down. Place that by you if you don't mind.
Yep.
It'll be nice to get 3 minis up here. I mean, heck, we got 2 Hall of Famers, right? Why not make it a third? A nice start. The Bears, bear down, baby. Citizen Kane. Nice, at least Rob, my boy. Thanks, man. You don't have to thank me for anything, Food. You put the money into the breaks. All I do is try not to slice my finger open and show you and show you a good box. Yeah. That is all I'm here to do, my friend. Appreciate you guys as always. 1 down, 1 to go. Is Fooglin gonna get a double up, or are we gonna see that Kittle, Sue, Taylor, Johnson, Jones, or Fred Taylor here coming up? Okay, so this is a first for me. I have yet to see this particular guy at Ultimate Autographs. So this guy played in the same era as Dan Hampton. He was a 6-time Pro Bowler, a 2-time All-Pro, and a Super Bowl champion. However, he is most known for his Super Bowl time with the Denver Broncos. However, he is going to be going on a Cleveland Brown hit. It's Michael Dean Perry on the classic Cleveland Browns mini. Very, very nice signature as well from Michael Dean Perry. AFC North, Mark McAdams, where are you at, brother? Very, very nice. And Michael Dean Perry, so we got a couple of linemen.
Yeah.
Couple of pretty fantastic linemen. Obviously, Hampton, a Pro Football Hall of Famer. Michael Dean Perry is not. However, fantastic in the 80s and 90s. A 6-time Pro Bowler in his own right. Very, very cool there. Yeah, won that Super Bowl championship with the Denver Broncos, and he had a really, really dominant career. He's actually a 2-time All-Pro with Cleveland in 89 and 90, and then made the 2nd-team All-Pro in 91. The Fridge's more talented brother, Michael Dean Perry. Yeah, I was going to say, does that count as like a half Chicago Bears hit? Congratulations. He said, now open that Lions mini. Sure, we still have a Lions in the hidden gems, but so 2 hidden gems, Chinmay. So now the minis are down to 12 and 6.
50% chance at a headliner there.
50% chance going forward, guys. So we're at about 10:54 right now. I still see orders coming in over there, Chinmay. What's the current update that we got in the break room?
So we're 4 to go in this all-decade single. We're 4 to go in this black and blue double.
Oh, nice.
We are 3 to go in the Weekend Warrior double and 3 to go in the Weekend Warrior single. So plenty of spots, breaks close to closing. I will say that we should probably put a timer on this. 11 is when we usually hop off. I'd say by 11, if one of those breaks haven't closed, I think it's a good time to sign off and reassess.
Yeah, let's see what we got going on. Coming up at 11, guys. So if you're just tuning in with Chinmay and myself here at Ultimate Autographs. We've had a lot of fun this morning. So everybody started to kick in a high gear. Maybe the caffeine rush started to get to your brains and started getting your debit and credit cards once we got off the first 10 to 15 minutes. And after that, man, we were off and running. We've had 2 different double breaks. We've had a jersey break. Or I apologize. We've had 3 double breaks because we had the
mini,
all decade.
the all decade, and the black and blue.
Nice, and a jersey. So up to 7 breaks overall on the show. Some really, really prominent ones. Nobody more prominent, however, than the bus and Jerome Bettis. However, a Hall of Famer joined him in Thurman Thomas as well. So very, very nice. I'm going to keep this open for you guys here a little bit. Now, here's one thing that I can do to borrow us some time because we are really close, like you said, on some of these breaks because I would like to keep the party going, guys, but you know how this goes by now. We stay on as long as you guys are ordering. So 3 to go in that double box, as Chinmay said in the Weekend Warrior. 7 to go in that single black and blue. 4 to go in the double. So here's the thing. I would like to see some movement. What's left in the all-decade mixer? What's going on, Captain Ken? Good morning to you / afternoon, my guy. The all-decade mixer still, great question, by the way, has those 3 headliners, Nedra and James, Darrell Revis, and Sean Alexander. 8 spots to go in that all-decade double. And then in the single, there's 4 spots to go, Ken. So highly, highly recommend getting in this because there is just 4 breaks left, in this all-decade mixer.
Yeah, 4 boxes left, so there will be the
75% chance.
The single. There will be another single after that, and then the double, and that'll be it for that series.
Without a doubt, something that you guys got to get into. 75% chance, Chinmay. Best ratios, best percentages that you have of getting a headliner. 50% of the Weekend Warrior. The Super Bowl is at 40%. The black and blue, which had the Bettis and the Thurman Thomas, 6 and 16 for what we got. Minis are 50% at 6 and 12. The vault, which I still want to touch upon. Ronnie and Salako commented about the Dexter Jackson hit that he had yesterday. He has that lone vault key, guys. All other 4 vault keys are still viable to be broken into and taken. We have 6 spots available left in the quad, so we've seen some quad action, which, by the way, I would highly, highly recommend because there is a guaranteed triple up potential in headliners. Don't get to see that every day. Ashton Genty, Bo Nix, and Keenan Allen in the AFC West.
And that Keenan Allen speed flex, that alone is the prize in this series.
I'm just saying.
And I'm saying that as a Packers fan who has Brett Favre sitting there, my favorite player growing up as a Packer.
I'm glad that you've been preaching to the masses about how great that Keaton lid was. Yesterday, when I saw it for the first time, I said out of any helmet in any given series we had yesterday, that one was definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
The 2-tone chrome speed flex. Again, the powder blue.
I won't complain if the Favre comes out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be complaining if Brett Favre pops out here. But let's see the Keenan.
I'm just thinking about this for our fans and customers at home that logistically want to be able to tune in and get as much bang for their buck as possible. Look, if you got 1 spot in the quad, right, at $400, if you land in the AFC West and you ended up getting that Keenan Allen, that is already going to be 3 to 4 times worth your money back.
Yeah.
He's going to be an eventual Hall of Famer in Keenan Allen the day that he retires.
He's the all-time Chargers leader in receptions, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you are right on that. And
yeah,
then,
he just passed Antonio Gates last week.
And I think that he is 2nd or 3rd in receiving touchdowns in Chargers history.
It's close.
I think Gates is 1, and then I think Allen is 2 or 3, and then Wally Joyner is up there as well for the Chargers. Trying to think of who else. Get confirmation on that in a second there, but guys, awesome headliners. Ashton Genty, Brett Favre on a speed flex. Bo Nix on a military camouflage outfit to Jackson Smith and Jigba, the NFL's leading wide receiver by over 200 yards. On an authentic for the Lunar Seattle Seahawk. We talked about the Keenan Allen speed flex and Emmitt Smith authentic and the Zay Flowers. We already have a drippy speed flex up here in Jerome Bettis. How about another AFC North foe? And Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson's #1 wide receiving target. 3 headliners to go as well. I've seen a lot of love for Shady and LaShawn McCoy. He's a Eagle or Bill most likely coming out of the secondary headliner.
So Keenan is 2nd in yards behind Antonio Gates. He's also behind. He's third in touchdowns, second in yards, first in receptions. If he plays another season, he is very likely to pass Gates in yards. Because he's only going to be right. He's still got 8 more games this year at least. So he's only like 800 yards behind.
Yeah.
So he's definitely going to get there. He could potentially get there this season. He's definitely going to get there if he plays another season.
Yeah, if he turns back the clock, he can definitely get there by the end of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he plays one more season, even in a limited role with the Chargers next year, he could definitely get that in just a handful of games. So, LaShawn McCoy, Zach Thomas, and Warren Moon. How about another mooning? We started off the morning with a mooning. Let's end it with a mooning as well on a secondary headliner in the vault, you guys. Still 4 boxes to go left in that black and blue double. 6 to go in the quad. 7 to go in the single. 6 in the quad for the vault. 7 to go in the double. 8 in the double for the all-decade mixer. 3 in that weekend warrior still. That's been like that since last weekend. We just re-upped that weekend warrior. Tyler Seguin and Nikola Jokic, the photoed headliners available. Single box break for the all-decade, still at 4. Single box break for the Super Bowl mixer at 8. Weekend warrior single at 4. The single for the vault is at 7. Jerseys at 7. And the double for the minis is reset at 8. So, we're going to go through hits of the show. If I have not seen any movement specific.
I haven't seen anything come through.
If we haven't seen any movement come in, then, I think the hits of the show, we got 5 good ones, which, by the way, Fugi, that's Dan Hampton, part of the 1985 Super Bowl Shuffle. Chicago Bears Super Bowl winning team, the most dominant defensive group in NFL history. He was right in the middle of it as their nose tackle. So a very, very popular sports fixture here in the Chicagoland area in Dan Hampton. Believe me, the Chicago Bears, the 1985 Bears, they're talked about more than any other championship team here in Chicago.
Yep. I can confirm that.
Go right ahead if you'd like to, my man. 5-1 with what we got. On the table.
I'm going to go Perry 5, Largent 4, Hampton 3, Thomas 2, Bettis 1.
Copy and paste. I would have done the same thing. The only interchangeable one for me is Hampton and Largent, depending on what you prefer.
You can flip those potentially.
But the signature from Hampton, the silver on the navy blue for the Bears, aesthetically for a mini, that's awesome to just walk by. So that is very, very cool. Not as cool as you guys are, though. So, unfortunately, we didn't get any movement in the Super Bowl mixer. However, I might switch things up. Might talk to Lady Luck in the hallway in between shows here. See if I can get ourselves a Chase Wheelspin that you guys were buying yourselves into here during the course of the show. But overall, man, any final thoughts at all before we step away?
No, it's a fun
for about
morning
an hour?
show. Let's keep it going in the afternoon. Yeah,
I'd love to see the enthusiasm, my man. So, Chinmay on the 1s and 2s. Always does a impeccable job over there on the producer side. This has been Rob Hill over here in the host seat, 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, as always, here at the Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. We're going to be signing off, like I said, until the 12 o'clock hour. Hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday morning / afternoon. And let's keep that party going, guys.